Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, my name is Zanele. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to press the subscribe button. If you're interested in information relating to engineering, the GCC, PR leadership and development, Occupational Health and Safety Act, and really if you're keen about learning new things and passing on that information to others. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, go ahead and have a look at the playlists around the GCC, around the PR. There's a playlist that I've started around the Occupational Health and Safety Act. This is important not only for those of us who are in industry or engineers within the working environment, either a process engineer. I know someone was putting in the comments that not everyone is an engineer. Sometimes you've got technologists and technicians and artisans. So any technical field that you're in, even if you're not in a technical field, but you find yourselves working in an operation or in a factory, you may find some of these requirements important and informative. Yes, there are rules and regulations and by law requirements that employers must abide by. So if you're an employer, it's important, or you've got people in your employment, it's important that you know what those requirements are. Over and above that, there's also requirements from an employee's perspective. So if you're an employee, it's important to know what are the requirements that are expected of you to make sure that you not only keep yourself safe, but also those around you. So today I'm going to speak about the responsibilities of safety, health, and environmental representatives. Some organizations refer to them as SHE-reps, others are safety reps. In the Occupational Health and Safety Act, they are defined as a referred to health and safety representatives. In Section 17, it stipulates how many health and safety representatives are required. So if your organization has more than 20 employees, so 21, so from 21 employees upwards, you must have a health and safety representative appointed for those individuals. So further down in Section 17, the law also says if your operation is offices or in a shop, then you can have that one health and safety representative for about 100 people. If you have more than 100 people, then you may need to then ensure there's a process of nomination for a second health and safety representative. So for other facilities, for example, factories or operations, one health and safety representative for 50 people. So just to recap, so if you have more than 20 people, so from 20 or 21 up to 50, you can have one health and safety representative in your employment or nominated. But the more individuals you've got in your space, so if you've got 52 employees, you may need to then trigger a nomination process for another health and safety representative. Now, having understood that, it's important to know what are the roles or tasks or duties of health and safety representatives. This is highlighted in Section 18 of the Occupational Health and Safety Act. Within this section, there are 4 key themes of the responsibilities or duties of health and safety representatives. I'll talk you through that now. So the first subsection, so 18.1, essentially speaks about the functions that the health and safety representative may perform in the area or the place where they are designated as a health and safety representative. And there are about 10 points to note in this subsection. So the first one is to review the health and safety measures and whether they're effective in the working environment or within that particular area where they're designated. So the measures that have been put in place, are they working? Are they visible? Are they effective? Are we actually seeing those measures improve between the different periods? Or are those measures driving up the right behaviors and improving the culture around health and safety in the workplace? So the first is to review the effectiveness of the health and safety measures within that area. The second one really speaks about risk assessments, and it's about identifying potential hazards within the workplace. So this can be done through auditing, this could be done through engagements with other employees. So there are different measures and ways or different approaches that organizations can use. But the health and safety representative's function is to identify within their scope and space of responsibilities to identify hazards or potential incidents that may occur within their workplace. So the third one speaks about after the fact. So if incidents and accidents have occurred, the health and safety representative, together with the employer, they can work in collaboration with the employer, identify the root causes as to why an incident has happened. So if our risk assessment process couldn't identify or proactively see a potential hazard, and you have an incident that's already taken place, in investigations, whether it's why analysis or going to the particular area and identifying the root cause and the causes of injuries or the causes of incidents when they do take place. So they could work together with the employer, they could do it in their own space with the rest of the teams, but essentially it works more effectively in collaboration between the health and safety representatives and the employer and understanding what are the root causes, why do we continue to have all these incidents. That's one of the functions of a health and safety representative. And true to their name, the representative as a representative represents the employees, right? So the health and safety representative also has a function to review, to understand, to investigate the concerns that are being raised by the other employees relating to health and safety. So what are the complaints? What are the concerns? What is everyone uncomfortable about? And investigate what all of these issues are so that they can bring it to the fore for management or for the employer so that these can be resolved working together with the employees. One of the functions of the health and safety representative is then, whether it's in a committee or directly to the employer, is represent these or bring these to the fore. So all the issues that they've reviewed and found that are potential incidents or potential hazards, all the concerns that are being raised by individuals, root causes that they're finding from investigations or from assessments and reviews. So their duty or their function is to then bring this forward either to the employer within their committees to make sure that they get addressed. If the employer won't listen or if there's no effectiveness in the committees, they may also bring these forward to an inspector. So all these concerns, these issues, these matters relating to health and safety, one of their functions is to make sure that the necessary individuals are aware so that they can be addressed. So another important function of a health and safety representative is doing inspections. So a regime or routine of inspections or auditing is important and a critical part or function of a health and safety representative, and the necessary time, the necessary tools must be provided and agreed ahead of time with the employer, so this individual can be given the space to make sure that they do the due diligence. So whether it's inspection of substances or chemicals, inspections of machinery, the working environment, inspection of training records, inspection of ladders. They can inspect some of the requirements in the other regulations, whether it's electrical regulations or driven machinery regulations, or some of the requirements within the Occupational Health and Safety Act. So whatever those inspections are necessary to make sure, so things that are meant to be in place are still in place and in good condition, maintenance is upheld, basic requirements are provided, and so on and so forth. So these inspections can be carried out alone. The health and safety representative can work alone. They can work with other health and safety representatives. They can work together with other employees. They may even work with the employer. Have these inspections done as a way of collaboration and a way of building the culture within the organization or within that facility. Function of a health and safety representative is also to participate in consultations with inspections, so they may be consulted, and they also may receive information from inspectors or through the inspections as well. So they play a core role in being representation, even for external inspectors, on health and safety within that facility. And as mentioned, it's important that whatever new developments are arising within the organization, within the area, any changes, any management of change that's required, any committees or subcommittees, that individual may then attend these meetings. In fact, it's part of their function to attend these meetings in their capacity as health and safety representative. 18.2 predominantly speaks about when incidents have occurred or if there's been an accident in the workplace. There are about 6 key points to note within this subsection. So the first one is, once an incident or an accident has occurred, the health and safety representative has a function or may visit the location of where that particular incident has taken place within reasonable time. The representative may then attend formal investigations, may attend formal inquiries within that particular facility or within the area where they're designated. The representative, where it is reasonably practicable, if there is a requirement for them to review any documentation that the employer must keep in regards to the Health and Safety Act, they have a function and actually must be given space to do so, especially if that documentation or information is necessary or enables that representative to fulfill their duty and complete their tasks. So the representative may accompany an inspector if there are any inspections on site. The representative may themselves be accompanied by a technical advisor if it necessitates for a particular investigation or circumstances surrounding a particular situation. Last but not least, the representative may take part in audits within their scope of responsibility or the area for which they're designated. Subsection 3 says the employer has a duty and must provide the necessary training, the resources, the facilities, the support that the health and safety representative requires for them to fulfill their duties effectively. It's one thing to have an individual nominated and appointed to carry out this duty, but then as employers must allow the space and give the time to empower this individual, because essentially not only are they representing employees, but they're key and fundamental to making sure that whatever gaps, whatever opportunities that are in the workplace, they're brought to the fore quickly so that in collaboration, those opportunities or those gaps can be closed, improve the health and safety programs, reduce hazards, and make the working environment safer for everybody. And lastly, subsection 4 essentially says the health and safety representative shall not incur any civil liabilities for not done some of the functions highlighted within this act. So example, if someone missed an audit. It's really important for employers to empower health and safety representatives, make sure that they've got the space and they feel that they're supported, in making sure that you're building a culture and you're building a facility and working environment that is safe for all individuals. It doesn't help to just tick a box and have people nominated and appointed, whereas there aren't any improvements that are coming about from this appointment. It's also important that they're not victimized or pressed or silenced when they do raise issues or concerns relating to health and safety. If you're a health and safety representative, put down some of the challenges that you face in the comments below. Let me know, what are some of the requirements in the Health and Safety Act that come across as a bit ambiguous or unclear or can be left to interpretation, and let's have a discussion around that. Remember to live your best life, learn as you grow, and lead for change. Be a positive influence. Sharp.